Now, there are actually two main ways that we can bring in text from an external file, such as a Word document, for instance. Well, there's three, in fact, if you consider the option of actually opening that file in its native program, copying the text and pasting it into Illustrator. But to actually bring in the native document, we've got two options. What I'm going to do is just deselect our type frame and just come over here on the right-hand side. What you can simply do is go to the File menu and choose Place. Now, this is basically the same command that we will use to place images. So as long as we're bringing something into the document, we don't need a separate command for it. It all falls under this one. So go ahead and choose Place. And from your project files on the desktop, let's go into this folder called Text, and you'll see a Word document called Gavia Article. Go ahead and select that, and we're going to click Place. It'll then ask us, do we wish to include a table of contents and everything else? It doesn't really matter because this is a simple document, but if you have those included, it's up to you whether you wish to bring them in or not. What I am going to do, though, is remove all text formatting, so we simply strip down all of the type and we get just the native characters. So go ahead and click OK, and what you'll notice is it comes in on the artboard of the currently selected page. So I'm just going to drag this out into its own area so you can see it. So basically it's imported a single text frame, and it's imported all of the type into that text frame. And in fact, if I go down to the bottom here, you see this small red plus symbol suggests that there is overflow in there, and we'll figure out how to deal with that in a short while. But as you can see, it comes in self-contained. It's not coming into a text frame that we had on this page, it's on its own. If you wanted to do some editing to the type or maybe style it, I find this is a little bit cumbersome having it in here and then having to deal with it. So the other option you can do instead of placing is simply to open the file. Just simply open it. It's very straightforward. Go to File, go to Open, or your usual keyboard shortcut. Go back into the project files, into the text, and select the same document. Okay, so Word document, but Illustrator can open it. Same rules apply. Yes, I do wish to remove all text formatting. I'm going to say OK, and all we end up with is basically a standard single page on its own, the same overflow in one text frame, and it just makes it a little bit easier to see. Now, this is actually an article that I wrote about a mountain called the Gavia Pass in Italy. It's one of the legendary climbs from the Tour of Italy, and I did an article for a cycling magazine a little while back, and it's a decent story if you want to sit and read through it. It talks about the climb and what it was like and how it was snowing horizontally at the top, which was fun at the time. But basically what we want to do is utilize this type inside our design. So whether you opened it or whether you placed it, it's the same rule. We're going to go into the text frame by double-clicking it, and then Command A or Control A on the PC to select all. Now remember that Select All will select all the type that's inside this frame, even the stuff that we can't see, and that's exactly what we want here. We do want to make sure we bring it in, okay? So copy that into memory as you normally would, and then switch back over to your CMYK document, and then let's scroll across so we can see our text frame, okay? Remember where we added this. So all we need to do now is just click in here with our type tool, select all here so we can delete that type, and then simply paste in everything that we've copied. Now it'll reset the type. The type that we brought in was black, therefore it doesn't retain the formatting of what we just had in there, which was white. Alright, so if we go to outline mode, we can see that the type is all in place, but we do have to change it to white again. So do make sure to select all, come over to your color panel, and simply choose our white swatch. Okay, now we can actually see it. So, like I said, the main advantage of doing it this way with area type is this is changeable. We have a 3-column design here. At this point, I decide I actually want 4. Well, all we have to do is go back to the type menu, go down to our area type options, and as a live option that we can preview, let's just pull this down, we can see it, we can nudge this up to 4 columns and the type will automatically reformat. So, there are advantages and disadvantages. The advantage here is the ability to update on the fly. The disadvantage is we can't sort of manually adjust the physical shapes of each of these frames like we did down here on the left hand side. But then again, this also isn't changeable on the fly. These 6 are pretty much set in stone. So you can see the best of both worlds there when it comes to doing area type.